Hello and welcome to Dan's Video Den. I'm Dan, and I fucking love Batman.
I'm not the only one with those same sentiments, however, as it seems everybody loves Batman. With a tragic origin, a cast of complex characters and villains, and an all-around sense of badass know-how, yeah, it's hard not to see why. But as you expect from such a great character, there's been many movies, games, and shows that have interpreted the mythology of the Dark Knight over the years.
But there's still one interpretation that has changed the history of the character, as well as affected the comic book movie genre itself. I'm of course talking about Batman. No, not that one, the other one. Well, yeah, that one too, but no, screw it! Batman from 1989!
Directed by the then unknown Tim Burton, the movie was made as a way to bring Batman more toward his darker and serious roots during the time when the character was solely known for the campy 1960s television show starring Adam West. And to no surprise, the film became a success, changing the perception for a whole new generation of what Batman was. But with a much more darker and serious set of Batman movies already wrapping up, does this so-called classic still hold up? Does it still have that power that gripped audiences in 1989? And does it still stand as a de facto for what Batman should be?
Well, let's not waste any time, so unplug your red telephone, turn off that battery atomic turbine engine, and turn down that signal as we take a look at Batman.
So the movie begins as we're flooding to Gotham City, where we find some family trying to catch a cab. And exciting, isn't it?
It's a long way!
Jimmy, put that away. We'll look like tourists.
Hi, honey.
We'll never get a cab.
Silly mommy. Her tricks are for kids. Huh? Going on then.
The family then takes a shortcut in the alleys, but are then mugged by the guys who killed Uncle Ben, who then run off. But these muggers don't celebrate for long as they encounter pure awesome.
Oh, you guys are so fucked now. Yeah, you gotta deal with Batman. Oh, I'd like to see how you get out of this.
Unfortunately for them, Batman's too cool for bullets and kicks their asses, but not before delivering the most iconic and badass line in 3, 2, 1.
What are you?
I'm Batman.
That was awesome.
We then see District Attorney Harvey Dent spearheading a campaign to clean up the crime and corruption from Gotham City caused by mob boss Carl Grissom. We also meet Grissom's second-hand man named Jack Napier, played by Jack Nicholson, and he's having an affair with Grissom's girlfriend as well as having aspirations on taking over Grissom's empire. Napier then threatens one of the corrupt cops working for Grissom to keep Dent out of one of their company fronts, who then rats him out to Grissom about Jack's bumpity-bump with his pretty number. Then there's also this reporter named Alexander Knox who's trying to investigate Batman, but is also joined by a photojournalist named Vicky Vale, played by Kim Basinger, who also wants to investigate Batman because she has a thing for bats.
Jesus Christ, and people think Nolan's films have too much, but damn.
So Knox and Vicky end up going to a fundraiser hosted by Bruce Wayne for Gotham's 20th anniversary celebration. Because, you know, there wasn't enough plot already going on. They then take part in the greatest of party pastimes, shit-talking.
How he doesn't get chicks? They like him for his big charity balls.
And don't leave out his very large bankroll.
Now remember, the more they've got, the less they're worth.
And this guy must be the most worthless guy in America.
Check this out. He must have been king of the wicker people. Oh, where'd this come from?
I have no idea.
It's Japanese.
How do you know?
Because I bought it in Japan.
Who are you?
Oh, sorry. Bruce Wayne.
Awkward.
So Bruce Wayne, played by Michael Keaton, yes, that Michael Keaton, yes, that Michael Keaton, yes, it really is Michael Keaton, get over it. Anyway, Bruce Wayne introduces himself, but when Alfred tells him that Gordon left in a hurry, it's off to the Batcave for a little invasion of privacy.
I think that's bad. You should see the one in his bathroom. Ugh.
Meanwhile, Grissom sends Jack to destroy the records from one of their fronts that acts as chemicals, where they discover that...
Do I really have to? I mean, do I... Fine.
It's a trap!
Gotham's police forces raid the facility as Grissom's informed his inside man, but Commissioner Gordon comes in and takes over the situation. Yes, that's right, folks. That pudgy little man right there is Commissioner Gordon. Believe it or not, this is actually the most active he will be in these movies for a long time. Jack then kills the informant and sets his sights on Gordon, but not before Batman comes in and kicks some ass by ricocheting a bullet off his gauntlets, which hits Jack in the face and leads him to trip over a banister. It's no biggie though, as Batman could just easily pull him up.
Wow, you suck.
The next day, Vicky goes on a date with Bruce Wayne for a night of soup, wine, and a wee bit of bat sex! Meanwhile, Jack resurfaces.
Jack is dead, my friend. You can call me Joker. And as you can see, I'm a lot happier.
Nope. Keep it down, man. Keep it together.
Anyway, he kills Grissom and takes over his empire, and sets his sights on running Gotham City into the ground. Why? Well, aside from being nuttier than squirrel diarrhea, it's actually because he's jealous of Batman's press. I'm not kidding.
Turns out the whole Joker-Batman rivalry? No more than a dick measuring contest. These fucking comics, right? What do they know about conflict?
The morning after, Vicky's excited about spending the day with Bruce, but he declines and makes up a lie about leaving town for a while. So as you'd expect, she does what most rational women would do in her situation. By stalking the living shit out of him. Because instead of talking things over like adults, clearly following him around and digging into his past is actually the most reasonable thing to do.
Not to mention, if she really wanted to see him so bad, she'd just say his name.
The Joker then poisons Gotham's supply of hygiene products, sending the city into a panic. But instead of maybe reporting on that, Vicky just keeps on stalking Bruce Wayne. God, why do I get the feeling that we'll be seeing Alfred's head in a pot? She does take a break from stalking, however, as she goes on another date at the museum. But unfortunately for her, the Joker guesses everyone in the building except Vicky and bursts in like any other man in a purple suit would. With Prince, motherfucker! Say, here's a game for everyone at home. Try to guess which decade this movie was made. I bet you'll never know. After doing some creative art, the Joker basically makes googly eyes at Vicky because, she likes bats, I guess. It's also here where we unfortunately start to discover Vicky Vale's main trait that she'll be doing for the rest of the movie. Screaming! A lot. Is it over? Man, you know, there's a lot of Joker in this movie. Kind of feel like we're missing something here. Oh yeah, I forgot, this is a Batman movie. They escape the museum and head outside where they fall. Whew. Almost lost it there. So they enter the totally awesome Batmobile and engage in a chase with Joker's men. But instead of, say, driving in through the alleys, they hop out and walk through said alley. And then grapples Vicky to the top of the building as he lands below to kick some goon ass. Okay, so Batman's not dead, but while he's knocked out, one of the goons makes probably one of the most bizarre orders I've ever heard in a superhero movie.
Hey, who is this guy? Check his wallet.
Dude, he's a guy in a bat costume. I don't really know what you expect to You win this round, Hindsight. You win this round.
Batman beats up the goons and takes Vicky to the Batcave and gives her a list of which hygiene products are affected by the Joker's poison in order to be published in tomorrow's paper.
Why did you bring me here? Well, you could have sent that stuff to the press yourself.
You're right. There is something else you have that I want.
What?
Oh, God, did Batman just date rape Vicky Vale?
What a dick.
So after some post-unauthorized coitus, Alfred suggests that Bruce should maybe tell the truth to Vicky. Which one, Alfred? The one about being Batman, or the fact that he totally date raped her? No. So Bruce arrives to Vicky to try and tell her that he's Batman, but they got some company as, oh my god, really? Dude, we just had a scene with you a couple of minutes ago. Can you give Bruce some time to develop here? It's called Batman. Batman, motherfucker, Batman! I like Jack Nicholson and all, but why is Batman getting the shaft in his own fucking movie? Did Tim Burton not feel that Batman was as interesting as the Joker? Newsflash, Mr. Burton, he's a guy in a bat costume. I think that gets our attention.
Let me tell you about this guy I know, Jack. Mean kid, bad seed, hurt people, made mistakes. And then he had us.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Oh, Joker, you just fucked up now. You got Bruce all crazy and shit, and he's gonna come at you with a fire poker. What are you gonna do about that, huh? What are you gonna do about a crazy man with a fire poker?
Alright. So he's not dead, but my god, does he get shot a lot in this movie? I mean, I get that it's to establish that he has a means of blocking bullets, but how many times do we have to do this fake out? We get it. Bullets ain't shit when it comes to Batman. Anyway, the Joker makes a televised announcement that he's giving away $20 million to the citizens of Gotham for the 200th anniversary, while also challenging Batman to fisticuffs. But while Bruce Wayne is watching this, he starts to flash back to the infamous night that led him to become Batman, as he witnesses the death of his parents at the hands of an armed robber. Honestly, I have to admit that this sequence is actually really well done. The atmosphere is just perfect as it gives the sense of a dreamlike quality, as things move slower than normal, the music even leaning into a creeping nightmare that builds and swirls. Bullshit. 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 Bullshit, 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 bullshit!
The Joker killed Batman's parents. The Joker killed Batman's parents. The Joker killed Batman's parents. I mean, you wanna know something? If you worked at a state fair, and it was your job to clean the stables of the bulls, and I mean clean the stables of the bulls, I mean it was your duty to shovel out that bullshit and put them on other piles of bullshit until you stacked it upon one another to make a huge mound of bullshit. It would be crushed under the weight of this bullshit. If you worked for the Guinness Book of World Records and you were tasked with finding the biggest piece of bullshit you could in the world, it would pale in comparison to this bullshit. If I were to travel into the depths of the earth and find a new land called Bullshitonia, a land whose people and kingdom are made entirely of bullshit, a land to which I would make myself king, so that one day I can shamefully look down at my royal subjects, their proud bullshitian king, and ask of them, what is thou opinion of this scene, Bullshitonians? They would look up to me and say in unison that this was bullshit!
These characters are not meant to have such a connection. One is the guardian of order and justice who disguises as a creature of terror, one who's immovable and incorruptible in his beliefs, while the other, an uncontrollable agent of chaos who uses the innocence of a clown to disguise as a murderous monster with no morals or sense of pity.
This idea is just so fucking lazy. I mean, come on, it's the biggest trick in the book. You ought to make two people hate each other. Well, why do they hate each other? Fuck it, he killed another man's parents. There you go.
Well, at least that's the worst of it, right? Oh, come on! Alfred lets Vicky Vale into the Batcave?
If Alfred Pennyworth was to do this in any other media, it would be his last fucking day of employment at the Wayne Manor.
Alfred's Burton's a father figure to Bruce. He would never do something that would expose him like that, especially in front of a fucking photojournalist!
Oh, and I know what a lot of you are saying right now. A lot of you are probably saying, but Dad, this isn't Tim Burton's fault. This is a writer's problem. You should know. The director doesn't write the script. He didn't make these changes. Well, you know what? Tim Burton pushed for these changes. That's right, kids. He pushed for these changes. Even at the behest of his own writer, who said, Tim, these are bad ideas. Tim, trust me, these are bad ideas. Batman fans don't want them. They don't really want them. Tim Burton went ahead and did it anyway. And you know something? He still doesn't understand why we're pissed. Oh, Mr. Burton, you really want to know why we're pissed? You really want to know why we're pissed, you Edward Scissorhand look-alike art school student Johnny Depp addicted motherfucker!
Batman, Batman, Batman. There is a song the good folks sing.
Song the good folks sing.
In an attempt to calm myself, I read a book called The Killing Joke. Possibly one of the best Batman Joker stories I've ever read in my life. And do you want to guess who's quoted on the front cover?
I loved The Killing Joke. It's my favorite. It's the first comic I've ever loved.
Oh, really? Because, you know, from what I read here and what I'm watching here, you really could have fucking fooled me!
So after all that bullshit, Bruce hears up to stop the Joker.
Now that was a nerdgasm.
So Batman takes out the Axis Chemicals building, killing lots of goons in the process. Sure, we didn't have enough bullshit already, so why not add another to the fire by having Batman kill people? The one thing that he swears he'll never do, the one thing that defines his fucking character. And again, why am I surprised at this point? The Joker holds a parade to lure the citizens of Gotham with money, only so he'd kill them all with lethal gas attached to his balloons. But proving just how awesome he is, he arrives in the kick-ass Batjet and steals the balloons, releasing them away from the city. However, Batman's not done yet, as he says fuck this clown and locks onto the Joker with every missile and turn he has at his disposal.
You missed.
How the hell does he miss? He had the Joker dead in his sights, locked on and everything.
You know, maybe this is why Batman doesn't use a gun. I mean, probably because of the whole my parents side of a gun, but most likely just because he's a shit shot.
The Joker then pulls out an enormous revolver from his pants and shoots down the Batjet with one hit. One hit! Aside from the fact that he shouldn't be able to walk with something that large in his pants, I'm surprised he doesn't break his arms with a kickback from a gun that freaking powerful. Joker takes Vicky into a church.
Only a model.
Anyway, the Joker takes Vicky into a church so he can be picked up by his helicopter. Though he could just tell them to land down where he is on the street instead of climbing a giant building, but damn it, this movie needs a set piece for the climax. So as you'd expect, Batman climbs after them, beats up some goons who magically appear in the church, beats up the Joker, and goes through the whole you made me, I made you stick. Vicky Vale screams some more, and the Joker falls to his death while making his best Goofy impersonation. So the film ends with Gotham saved, Vicky Vale giving Knox a runners-up kiss, and Batman standing high atop the city, looking badass as ever with a bat signal in the sky. Something which I bet the Gotham Police Department will not be abusing for many years to come.
So that, my friends, was Batman. What did I think about it? Actually pretty good.
Now, I'm not gonna lie and say that there aren't any flaws in this movie, in fact there's quite a few. The effects are a bit dated, the action, especially when it comes to the hand-in-hand scenes, isn't really that memorable, and the movie does seem to fall apart narratively by the third act. But despite that, there's actually a lot to admire here too. Michael Keaton is actually really good as Bruce Wayne and Batman, as he really comes off as unassuming and mysterious. Though it does play in part to the little screen time he gets, it actually works in his favor as you really don't expect this guy to be Batman. Jack Nicholson? Well, he's Jack Nicholson. He's always awesome. Even though Kim Basinger does get relegated to damsel in distress by the end, she is still able to create a memorable love interest that actually does work off of Keaton. Not to mention the set design, the score, and the overall ambiance does make this one a really enjoyable experience to sit through. Granted, I prefer the Nolan take on Batman much more. Hell, I even prefer this one. But I can't deny this movie does deserve just as much praise as any of those other films do, as it did change people's perception of a character and a genre that was considered to be silly at the time, into something that can be taken serious as any other character or movie genre could be. So if you are a Batman fan, new or old, and can sit through some bullshit, I'd say check it out. Honestly, you wouldn't have a better time if you did. The sequel still sucked though.
So I actually end on a good film for once. Just goes to show you that not everything is bad at the Den. Just most of it. I'm Dan from the Den, and hopefully I don't have more shit to watch.
Batman, Batman, Batman. There is a song the good folks sing.
Song the good folks sing.
Batman, about a hero on the wing.
Hero on the wing.
Batman. I am Gotham's darkest night, the villain's darkest fright. Turn on the signal light for Batman. Batman.
What a dick.